Good morning. My push-up video is finally dropping down on you all. So I'm not going to go into the pros and cons of each push-up, I've decided, because there are pros and cons of both, as there is with every single technique out there. So it's just what you feel comfortable with, what you want to work on to begin with. The one in close uses more of arms, biceps, triceps and shoulder. The one out wide develops more in the chest. They're probably the main things you need to understand. Recent research for guys, finally we're getting distinction between research with women and research with men because we are different biologically. Research with guys, push-ups, we see your standard push-up protocol. The bloke can do 40 push-ups a day. I don't know whether it's all at once or over time, but 40 push-ups a day, I'm assuming all at once. It is a key indicator of longevity. So cardiovascular health, upper body strength, and overall vitality. Something to keep in mind, fellas. All right, so this is basically on how I teach a push-up. So I'm going to show you the different techniques, but basically this is how I teach a push-up, how it has been successful for me and for my clients. There are a million and one different ways. There will be people out there that say this is the incorrect way to do it. This is the easiest way I have found to translate the strength across. So first things first. I'll take a mid stance. So if I go front on here, yes, I am going to keep the knees down for now. So you can either do here or narrow. So just look at where the elbows go. If you're going to do narrow, once again, I'll go side on, look at where the elbows go. So they actually tuck in, they're touching my rib cage and they'll be nice and close. Excuse the head chop there, and they come up. So if I go the other way from side on, you can see the elbows go out to the side. If you're going to do a narrow push-up, the elbows have to stay in close and they come in. This is why it's also called a tricep push-up, because those backs of the arms are doing some work. Okay, so once you've picked where you want to, and you may be more naturally stronger at one point more than another. The next thing I'm going to look at is the lowering down, what they call the eccentric phase. So that's where you're lowering your body down, your muscles are under tension and you're lowering down. So that's where bodybuilders and all those sort of people who want to build muscle actually do a lot of stuff in an eccentric phase. So the eccentric is the lengthening under tension, which is, if I come into here, I am going to be on my knees. My head may get chopped off. So we're going to take it down. Now, where I've got impact, Todoken impact across my chest here, that's what's going to touch down first. So I want to keep my body in control. This is why I've got the knees down. And this bit's going to touch down first. And I'm going to go all the way to the ground. So we come on down, 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 impact. See what I did there? Okay, so the reason for that is our muscles are working all the way down. Here, lift your chin, lift your chest, peel up like a yoga pose. Okay? Come on down, 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 chest first. Peel up like your yoga pose. Now, you're going to be feeling this. The issue some people have, a lot of people say don't do it on your knees. The reason for that is you get this happening. See how my butt is up? Chest is coming down, butt's up in the air. Yes, you are working your upper body. You're only working mostly upper traps and arms. Not a lot going on anywhere else. And because your bum is in the air, you're reducing a lot of your body weight because your center of gravity, your center of mass is backwards. So the weight of your hips, your thighs, all of that is actually on your knees, not on your upper body. So it's still hard for a lot of people, but a better technique is to come into that position there. So that's try to get a straight line from knees, hips, shoulder joint. To do that, you have to pull in your tummy, or a little tilt maybe, rounding a little bit. Some say rounding a little bit through the back is okay. And what that does is it also lifts my tummy up. So when I come down chest first. Okay. The reason why I don't have an issue with the peeling up, where a lot of people think that that's wrong, don't do it, is because the strength gains is actually happening on that slow lowering down. So that's probably the biggest key thing, is that, and just slowly build over time. So don't, you know, if you can only do 5, do 5. So what I would say is there's a few apps that are out there. You have to do a thing called progressive overload. So what you can do is, say you do 5, so do 5 for the first 2 or 3 days, then have a rest day, and then do 5. Then on like the 4th day, and then on the 5th day and the 6th day, do 6. 5th, 6th and 7th, have a rest day, do 6, then do 7. So you can jump it up by 1 or 2 each time. Make sure you have a rest day, go back to what you started with, and then add on. And build that up over time. Make sure you put in some rest days. Every 2 to 3 days, I would have a rest day. Not 2 and 3, but 2 to 3, if you really want to work on your push-up strength. Or any strength, that's probably the best way to do it. So here we have again, down chest first, and eventually you'll come on up. When you get strong enough, you'll notice this scooping kind of action will lessen, particularly if you're pulling up through here. Another way to do it, so a progression from here would be to have one leg straight, one knee down. You start getting into that. Both feet up and take them wide, and down and up from there. The other thing you can do is on a incline. So a wall, you can start on a wall if you really have no upper body strength, which there's actually a lot of people out there that we just don't do anything with our upper body overhead or pushing action. So there's absolutely nothing wrong starting on a wall, starting on a kitchen bench, the edge of a kitchen bench, feet out. Same thing, chest down to the wall, chest down to the edge of the bench. A coffee table, same thing, chest down to the bench. Something, a little stool, something a bit lower. So you would go from an incline and then slowly bring it down to level. Why that's easier is when you're on an incline like this, it actually alters the effect of gravity that has having an effect on your body, and it changes your angle and where your body weight sits. So once again, when you're like this, your body weight is on your lower end, just the same as with your bum is in the air. As you come down, your body weight center of gravity shifts until you're there, and so the arms, this bit, is having to do all of this bit, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? See, angles, geography, comes into there somewhere. So I hope that's been helpful. If not, hit me up in the comments, or if you want a specific question about some of that sort of stuff, let me know and I can help you out from there. Good luck.